Congress enacted the first predecessor to 1031. In that code section, they allowed for the exchange of property, tax deferred. And it was a law that came about after World War I, where the United States had just spent a lot of money fighting a war in Europe, and they had increased taxes during the war to fund the war effort. After the war was done, they needed to find a way to stimulate the economy to dig themselves out of the debt that they had incurred. The first iteration of 1031 allowed the swapping of properties to occur. That provision didn't just relate to real estate at the time. That provision allowed for the exchange of properties, but it was anticipated to be a simultaneous swap. So in 1921, people were trading horses. I'll trade you my horse, you trade me my horse, and we do an old-fashioned horse swap. Over time, that modality evolved into what we call the deferred exchange modality. In the 1970s, there was a scallywag named T.J. Starker. Oh, by the way, I love this little piece of history. This same provision from 1921 also gave us the carryover in basis when you give gifts. In this provision, it enacted the carryover basis. So not only do you get the property from the grantor, but you also get a carryover basis on inter vivos gifts. And it also increased or created the step up in basis provision. So that's really neat history. Also, at the time, the marginal tax rates in 1921, because we've been fighting a war, were as high as 73%. How many people would like to pay 73% income tax? I wouldn't get out of bed. Like, why to go to work? I'm gonna give away 3/4 of it, right? My wife will take the other quarter and I won't have anything left. Okay, this provision that allowed for the deferral of tax on swaps was really intended to promote transfers. We didn't want people to be locked in. We wanted capital to flow to the most advantageous investment. That stimulates the economy, it creates jobs. It does things that we want, but it also helps investors.